They will be discussing best practices for serving LGBTQIA plus students using guidance from the article from Teaching Tolerance to create inclusive school environments. And the goal is to ensure that every student feels valued and supported, regardless of their sexual orientation or gender identity. LGBTQIA students face unique challenges in schools, and research shows that they are more likely to experience bullying, depression, and even thoughts of suicide compared to their peers. And we're going to break that down a little bit more in another PowerPoint. But um, the good news is when schools actively create inclusive and accepting environments, these risks are significantly reduced. So, inclusivity improves academic performance, attendance, and overall student well being. And today we'll discuss how we can make these positive changes in our schools. It's critical to examine our school policies to ensure that they are inclusive of LGBTQ students, and this includes anti discrimination policies that explicitly mention sexual orientation and gender identity, clear guidelines for name and pronoun usage, and ensuring access to facilities that align with the student's gender identity. Policies set the tone for a safe and respectful environment, and we'll look at examples of schools that are leading the way. Every student has the right to a safe and equitable education, and LGBTQIA students are protected under federal laws like Title IX, which prohibits which prohibits discrimination based on sex, and by many state laws that address bullying and harassment. So it's important for schools to be aware of these rights and to ensure that they're upheld. And we'll discuss how to make sure our schools are compliant and supportive. Anti-bullying policies must specifically address sexual orientation and gender identity. So this clarity empowers staff and students to recognize and respond to discrimination effectively. So we'll take a look at how to cover and implement and enforce these policies to create a safer school climate. Sports participation is an important part of many students' school experiences, so policies should allow students to join teams that match their gender identity. And we can take a look at some strategies for inclusive sports programs and overcoming challenges that may come up. Sex education should be inclusive and affirming of all sexual orientations and gender identities, so it's essential to provide accurate information and foster an environment where all students feel seen and respected. And we'll talk about ways to look at sex ed that's really, truly inclusive. So inclusivity starts in the classroom, and teachers can set the tone by using inclusive language, respecting chosen names and pronouns, and incorporating diverse perspectives into their curriculum. Small changes in classroom practices have a big impact on students and belonging.